the big idea. Hey everybody, Jim Edwards here. Welcome to another edition of Letting the Chickens Out with Jim. I gave them their snacks and I want to talk to you about the big idea. So we're going to walk down to the dock. So I've been rereading the book Breakthrough Advertising by a guy named Eugene Schwartz, who's considered the absolute godfather of direct response copywriting. Dude made millions back when you could buy a hamburger for a quarter. And he didn't just do it for a little while, he did it for decades. And so when a dude like that writes a book, you need to read it. And when a dude like that spends half his book basically talking about one thing, you better really pay attention. So in that book, spends half the book talking simply about headlines, all the different ways to figure out which headline to use, how to make your headline more intense, how to make your headline resonate more, how to make your headline absolutely stand out. And he says something that I have said, so I guess I probably got it from him, is that your copy, and I'm paraphrasing, your copy can be absolutely freaking amazing, but if your headline doesn't hit, your copy might as well not even be there. And so one of the things that he talks about, and this is on like page 6 of the book, I'm reading through it again, is he talks about your headline can only convey really one idea. And the idea starts a conversation. And your headline needs to be about the thing that is going to grab the attention emotionally of your reader. It's going to appeal to their desire immediately. And so urgency on their part to get what you are going to be selling them, urgency to get the benefit, urgency to get the result is absolutely a huge key to the whole process. But that thought of it needs to be the big idea that is the nucleus for your entire sales argument, that's the nucleus for your entire conversation, it becomes the focal point of everything. So if the conversation gets started by the headline, it absolutely has to follow through all the way to the call to action, whether we're talking about an article, a sales letter, a VSL, social media post, whatever it is. The other thing that he said that I've read before, and it just smacked me in the face again, is that you can't create demand. You have to tap into an existing demand. You have to tap into the things that people already want to do, the things that people already want to achieve, the things that people already want to solve the problem. You have to tap into that existing desire. You cannot create it. Creating it is a process of education. And I've been guilty of this too. Instead of just tying what I'm selling to an existing demand, I feel like I have to educate people. And he uses the example of tapping into an existing demand. You can spend $1 and make back 50 to 100 times. This is not an income claim. Your results may vary. But he also, that's great, I'm giving a disclaimer on somebody else's book. But he also says in an education style ad, education being the crux of what you're trying to use as justification for people to buy, you're lucky if you're going to spend $1 and make $1 back. Plus it takes forever. So the bottom line is, number one, headlines. Preach, preach, preach in that headline. Number two, that headline needs to convey a single big idea. A single big idea that taps into an existing desire that hopefully is urgent and is widespread in your audience. And then the third thing is that spend as much time or more time on the headline as you do on the actual copy in the ad. Yet most people leave it as an afterthought or a non-thought. So, thoughts on one of the best, most classic books on sales ever written. And also a great reminder that just because you read it and learn it once doesn't mean you don't need to review and learn again and again and again. Sometimes if you're not getting the results you want, you don't need to learn something new. You need to relearn something you already know.